Hello students, you are welcome to Federal Government College, Port Harcourt e-learning platform. My name is Mr. Nwogu Goodness, your national values teacher. Today we'll be looking at the topic, drug trafficking. Objectives. At the end of the lesson, you should be able to define drug trafficking, identify reasons for drug trafficking, discuss the danger of drug trafficking, and explain the ways of preventing drug trafficking. Meaning of drug trafficking. Drug trafficking means the art of manufacturing, distributing, and storing, selling, and consumption of substances which are prohibited by the law. It is a global illicit trading in the hard drugs such as cocaine, heroin, cannabis, or marijuana. Therefore, it involves the importing and exporting of dangerous drugs by drug barons or big-time drug bandits who sponsor the illegal trade. Reasons for drug trafficking. 1. Ignorance. Majority of the people involved in drug peddling are not aware of the harm drug trafficking brings into their lives. They do not know the risk involved in the health hazard and the punishment the traffickers face. Yes, this means that ignorance is a very big disease. Most youths or drug traffickers do not consider the consequences of the trade they are to the illegal trade they are to venture into, and as such, as they go into it, they counter a lot of things. Most youths die and some rotting in the prison as a result of lifetime imprisonment. So ignorance, not having full knowledge of what drug trafficking is all about, and going into it has caused harm than good. 2. Greed. This desire to amass wealth make people involved in drug trafficking. The desire to get rich quickly is also a cankerworm that eats up our society, and since many people seems to be succeeding in the trade, more join the illicit or illegal trade. Yes, greed. It is very, very important as a youth, as an individual, for one to be contented. Most people, as a result of greed, have joined drug trafficking. Many have lost their lives. Many are suffering from one disease or health challenge or the other. Many are still in the prison, and many cannot be traced, whereas many whereabouts cannot be traced again as a result of greed. 3. Peer group influence. Some people involved in drug trafficking through the influence of their bad friends and colleagues, though we should be careful on people we associate with. Yes, here is of the view that 1. Peer influence is a factor to drug trafficking. As a student, as a youth, as a responsible citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you should be able to know the kind of friends you keep. Any friends that have any tendency of drug trafficking should not be your friend. You should be very, very careful and do not allow yourself to be lured into such business. 4. Lack of self-discipline. Make many people to join illicit trade without thinking about the consequences. Many are easily lured by friends or whatever is the order of the day around them. Yes, lack of self-control. it is very important that as a youth, as a child, as a responsible citizen, you need to be self-disciplined. You don't do things because you don't do wrong things because others are doing it. You don't join bad business, illegal business because others are doing it. Rather, you do things that are good. You do things that are good and that can promote the image of your society and yourself as a person. And also be self-disciplined. Self-disciplined. Do not be carried away by your environment or the environment you find yourself. 5. Poverty. High rate of economic hardship make many people today in Nigeria venture into drug trafficking because the business in order to get rich overnight. Joining into the business drug trafficking in order to get rich quickly. Yes, we have chosen poverty as a factor. The government are expected to provide the necessary opportunity, make the economy, the environment unique, create jobs, and also help the youths to have a sense of belonging. So poverty at times can lead someone into doing that. We are having poverty here not because one is poor, now you should have the right to go into drug trafficking. No. But poverty at times can be a factor. Though in poverty, you should also think for a better thing to do rather going into drug trafficking. That will take us to dangers of drug trafficking. Dangers of drug trafficking. It is increase crime and violence in the society as long as there is drug trafficking, more people will be involved in drug addiction, which promotes criminal activities and other antisocial behaviors like kidnapping, rape, prostitution, and armed robbery. Yes, one of the dangers of drug trafficking is there will be increase in crime. There will be increase in crime. Number 2, imprisonment. The moment a drug trafficker is caught in the act, he is tried and sentenced to jail. Imprisonment is not less than 10 years with hard labor to act as a deterrent to others who are attempting to engage in it. Yes, one of the dangers of drug trafficking is imprisonment. 10 years in the prison is actually not good. For someone to be in the prison, to be jailed, to be sentenced to jail. And remember, once you have been imprisoned or sentenced to jail, you are now a ex-convict, even if you come out after the 10 years. And you cannot hold any responsible or public office again. So it is not advisable. It is not advisable to join drug trafficking because of its dangers. Number 3, death sentence. Death sentence. Most often, the culprit face death sentence. This is used in countries like Saudi Arabia, Libya, as well as in Nigeria during the military rule of General Muhammad Buhari and Tunde Idiabo, though the punishment differ from country to country. Yes, it depends on the country. Countries like Saudi Arabia, once you are being caught as a drug trafficker, the person will be sentenced to death. Libya has also adopted it. So there's no two ways about that. The person must be killed. So you are advised not to join drug trafficking because of its enormous punishment, death sentence or penalty. 4. It brings bad image for the country. It brings bad image for the country. The countries that produce, distribute, and market hard drugs are projected in bad light. Such countries like Brazil, Colombia, Mexico, etc. are regarded as bad and dangerous because the drugs they produce are harmful to human beings. Yes, imagine those countries that I have just mentioned so far have their bad names because of what they are into. So it brings bad name. Any country that is being seen as a drug zone could not be recognized as a responsible country all over the world. That will now take us to the way of preventing drug trafficking. 1. Parents should take proper care of their children by counseling and monitoring them. So it's expected here that the parents should monitor their children properly, counsel them properly, get them informed of the consequences on time, catch them young, and get their mindset off from any related drug matter. 2. Education. People should be properly educated on the danger of drug trafficking. That is the one I'm just doing right now. Though we are learning it as a topic, at the same time, we are also fine-tuning your mindset, educating you on the danger. That is the education aspect of it. 3. Poverty alleviation program. Poverty alleviation program. Poverty eradication or alleviation should be the priority of every government. This can be in form of skill acquisition or soft loan to improve standard of living of the masses. This will discourage youth indulging in drug trafficking. Yes, very, very important. Government should help issues like this. Government should come in. Government should come up and do the needful by helping to reduce poverty, alleviating poverty, bringing or introducing some programs, some skill programs or acquisition, provide loan, soft loan that can as well help individuals to venture into one business or the other in order to have meaningful something doing. 4. Employment or jobs should be created for our young school leavers and graduates in order to eradicate poverty and provide source of income. Yes, government should also create employment or jobs, no matter how little it takes, in order to engage the young school leavers so that they will be able to find something doing in order not to indulge in drug trafficking. 5. International cooperation. Nations should intensify efforts to cooperate against drug trafficking. Yes, this implies that other countries should also help in discouraging drug trafficking. There are some countries that out there or in their country, they welcome drug traffickers. They don't have any law that prohibits drug traffickers. those countries are not helping matter. So there should be an international cooperation so that drug traffickers could also be caught in all the nation of the world. All right, that will take us to the assignment. Number one, define drug trafficking. Identify 4 reasons for drug trafficking. State 4 ways of preventing drug trafficking. At this point, we call it a day. Have a wonderful day and remain blessed.